we talked about the insanity associated with VShojo and all the craziness around the VTubing world. VShojo being a massive VTubing business. They represent all these all these individual VTubers. Vera, what do you know about this story?
I know a little bit about it. It's gotten really crazy though over the past couple of days.
Yeah, it's been nuts, and it's all started when Iron Mouse. I'd say it didn't all start then, but it really hit the head when Iron Mouse announced that they were going to, or she was going to be moving on from the company. She was moving on, and this is her announcement from a couple days ago, saying on stream.
VShojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by VShojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I am here today, is owed over $500,000 from VShojo. I know that this is a lot, and it's very important for me to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately right now, I have been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold. So one day I will be able to tell you the full story. I am leaving the...
So that kind of ticked off this whole thing. 2.4 million views over on X, put a lot of pressure on VShojo. And the biggest, I'd say one of the biggest hurdles here was that the $500,000 that didn't go to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. And a little more background, Blabs, you want to talk about Iron Mouse's medical condition and why
Right.
that foundation is so important to her?
So she is sick. She had actually, because she was so sick, she developed a lung infection. And so she was on an oxygen tank for 24/7. Now she's also a singer. She felt alone. So that's why she started streaming in the first place, because she had all these medical issues. So she was like raising money for a charity that directly affects her too. And she wanted to help out with others in the same boat as her. So obviously this is very personal to her.
Right. Well, after that, it kind of went viral, had the Streisand effect, and there was a Tiltify account that actually went in and was built around Iron Mouse's this where it was supposed to go. The money went, and it blew up here. Iron Mouse says, I should probably speak like Iron Mouse, but I'm not going to. I don't really have words
I can do
that can
it.
properly.
I'm high-pitched.
Yeah, go ahead, Blabs.
I don't really have words that can properly express how I feel. I feel like saying thank you to everyone is not enough, but thank you all so much for your kindness. My heart is so full, it feels like it's going to explode. You are all truly amazing. I'm gonna go cry now.
So you can see on screen, raised $744,000, and that was just where it started. It crested $1 million a little bit later on, and if you check on it now, we are at $1.255 million, the original goal of $10,000 here. It has been doing great. Someone tipped 23 grand one time right there. You can see this has been really a rallying point for a lot of folks. Gamer Subs at one point, they were the top of the leaderboard, and people kept upping and upping and upping. VTube Studio came in with 16.5 right there. So lots of support has been coming the way here. Now, this has been very good for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. It has not been very good for VShojo, as we saw a dramatic fallout of people saying, I'm done with VShojo. To the point to where yesterday we saw the announcement that VShojo has said they are shutting down. Now, Blabs, I'm going to let you read this because it's a lot of words and I don't like to read.
Okay. VShojo has failed, and I've mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing. So today I am sharing the difficult news that VShojo is shutting down, and I take the full responsibility for the decisions that led us to this point. I've been doing everything I can to fundraise and right the ship these past few months, but despite my efforts, we are in a worse position, and those I care about now.
Oh, you muted. Blabs got muted.
No.
Uh-oh.
That's
Blabs.
not
I've been doing
on
everything
my
I can
end.
to Okay, Blabs, it looks on your end, Blabs. But despite my efforts, we are in worse position, and those I care about are now paying the price. Over the past few years, we've raised around $11 million to pursue a bold, talent-first approach in VTubing, prioritizing creators and community over short-term profits to achieve long-term
Am I
sustainability.
back?
Yes, you're back.
Okay, it's just
Our-
electrical. I can do the rest for you, Craig. That way you don't
Sure,
die.
fire away.
Our funding went directly to our creators through generous splits, debut investments, infrastructure, concerts, events, and staffing, all designed to support them. We also wanted talent to own their IP, which we knew was a unique creator-first approach for an agency. However, despite all our efforts, the business has failed to generate the revenue we need to sustain the model, and eventually we ran out of money. Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned was intended for a charitable initiative. At the time, we were working hard to raise additional investment capital to cover our costs, and I firmly believed, based on the information available to us, that we would be able to do so and cover all the expenses. We were unsuccessful in our fundraising efforts. I made the decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. I am deeply sorry to all the talent, staff, friends, and community members who believed in our brand. You did not deserve this. Justin. Gun Run.
So a little background on Gun Run here. He's one of the first guys over at Twitch. He was originally, I believe, a founder over at Twitch. He was also big in the world of IRL backpacks. When IRL streaming is very big, but he created an entire company built around, lugging around a backpack and doing streaming and getting really high quality speeds and stuff. And then VShojo started, and he was the guy behind this. But if you notice here on this tweet, he has since been community noted. It says Justin claims to not know the purpose of the funds, but he personally congratulated Iron Mouse on the completion of her charity fundraising event and reposted Lugwood directly mentioning that half the funds would go to charity, which you can see right here on his side. Because for him to say, oh, I didn't know where the money was. I mean, he literally posted in response, "You did it, Mouse," over here in response to this. So it's kind of the smoking gun, and he also retweeted Ludwig as well. So
sorry, guys, I spent the money, but now I'm gonna play dumb.
Yeah. There's been a little bit of that, and apparently he's since deleted a lot of his stuff online.
The internet's forever.
Yep.
The internet is indeed forever. So he's been community noted there. But it is important to point out, we've seen a lot of people say, well, I guess my NDA is up. All these creators over on X and who worked for VShojo or worked with them, they think their NDA is up. Well, to be clear, it's apparently VShojo has not officially filed bankruptcy and they have not dissolved. So contracts are still in place. NDAs are still in place. So I think it's really, really important to, and this guy's an entertainment lawyer here. So he's just making sure that everybody knows.
That's weird.
What exactly
that he says NDAs are still in place.
Well, it's because the company still exists.
Well, yeah, but there are statements from, I'm sure Craig is going to get to this in a couple seconds, but there are at least statements from previous VShojo guys who says, well, NDA is now broken. Here's the tea.
They might just be pulling the trigger and not asking the questions first that they need to.
Right. Arch came in, says, interesting, like I guessed already, it seems like VShojo was simply not profitable. Now, of course, they could be lying, but it's very interesting nonetheless. Yeah, it's like I said, I am a total tourist in the VTuber world. I really enjoy when we have VTubers on the show. It's cool to hear the perspective and learn a little bit about that world that I don't know a whole lot about. But I think at its core, this is exactly it, right? They simply just weren't making money, and their CEO was looking at money coming in and trying to dispense that money in other places. And $500,000 coming in is a giant fucking check.
Don't you think that even if you didn't directly know why the funds came in, you'd question that amount of money?
Yes, of course.
That's even if you don't know or it's not supposed to be for something specific, why wouldn't you ask first, hey, am I missing something or what? Because that's a large amount of cash.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, $500,000. Yeah. It's a tremendous amount of cash. Yeah. It's crazy. Man, this is so a lot of people have been coming out. We saw this person, Vaby, I believe. I don't, like I said, I'm not super familiar with them, but they have 600,000 followers. Holy shnikes. We talk about just a quick, giant wall of text right here in response to this. 92,000 likes. Pretty much says that post reveals a predatory contract from VShojo in 2023, demanding over 50% of her sponsor revenue and 60% of her merch sales. A stark contrast to industry norms, where talent typically retains 70 to 80% of their earnings, as supported by a 2022 study of VTubing. The company's use of an NDA to silence her and a lawyer while with an expired license highlights unethical practices collaborated by Nine Anners account. And so, yeah, like the point is, there's always a lot of dirt when it comes, especially when a company closes. The dirt kind of starts flowing. People start talking about shit and all the insanity. But there are still a lot of questions when it comes to this. You see the original post here. Asmigol says, so what about the $500,000 for charity money? Is that going to be donated still, or is that something that needs to be investigated? Not to mention all the unpaid talent fees. I think it's a very valid question.
Yeah.
Vera, I don't know, your thoughts on the whole situation as you're learning.
I think that it just sounds like either laundering or mismanagement. And at the end of the day, I feel bad for these creators who are basically getting scammed and getting screwed over because they're either not getting the funds that they have raised for organizations, or even their, like, what is it, like contract fees or appearance fees or whatever, like their normal pay. So, I mean, I don't believe that they are actually going to be shut down until we actually see paperwork filed. And right now, it just seems like, nope, like he doesn't want to take accountability, which is such a major problem. And this statement just reads like, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I got caught.
I think there's a lot there. And like I said, this snowballed very, very fast, right? If this, I think she announced it on Monday or Tuesday, and by Friday, the company's closed. The snowball went down the hill very, very fast here, to the point to where even Twitch apparently has removed the gun run global emote, which is kind of crazy to say.
I mean, it makes sense though. If the company is going to like disband and no longer exist, it kind of makes sense to remove them.
Well, but once again, Gun Run was a founder.
Yeah, he was somebody that was influential in kind of the Twitch ecosystem when it began.
I guess they just don't want bad PR,
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
Even though it's Twitch, right? It's literally Twitch, but I guess they're trying to save their own asses.
Right. Twitch needs to worry about enforcing their rules equally across the board, as opposed to worrying about whether or not the Gun Run emote is a controversial thing or not. So yeah, this is obviously a super messy situation, and these are very good questions going back to Asmigol talking about the $500K for charity, and specifically the unpaid talent fees. This is something that, if this is not something that is abnormal in this space, any sort of creators, I mean, you can go down, whether it's Hollywood, whether it's YouTubers, whether it's Twitch streamers, anytime that management companies get associated with it. I mean, I know I can speak from experience. I know that we've had money held back from us for various reasons, whether it's a company selling sponsorships for you or a company that's representing you for whatever reason, trying to get you more brand deals or whatever it may be. There's always someone trying to skim off the top. And there's always a lot of blood left in the aftermath. And unfortunately, the money that is paid, I mean, I'll tell you right now exactly what's going to happen to that $500,000 in the unpaid talent fees, is it's going to go straight up in the air. You'll never hear from it. It'll never be paid. Those talent fees will never go to the people that money that deserve it. The $500,000, the original charity money, will never be seen. It'll never get passed over. And that's the reality of the situation. It's really fucked up. But that's the way it's been, and that's the way it will always be, because people who run these companies are fucking stupid. Right. So there we go.
It is interesting though, if we just like think back, right? So that one VTuber had already been in talks of leaving, right? Before Iron Mouse went public. So even like before all of this was happening, shit was still going on that VTubers were leaving also. So it's just it's
Yeah.
crazy to think about.
Yeah, that's true.
People saw the writing on the wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
People saw the writing on the wall, and like this company will go bankrupt, and then they'll be absolved of all the responsibilities that they had. And it sucks. It fucking sucks because those people deserve their money. And I don't know. I'm sure at some point Vera will go through it. Like I said, I've been through it. I know I can. I could probably name you probably close to 100 people I've worked with over the years that have been fucked over by in some way, shape, or form by an agency in the space. Just people are really fucking stupid. So your dad said you should hit the subscribe button. Don't disappoint dad.